I have my first ever weekend market. It is happening at the start of June, so I have about 6 weeks to get prepared for this thing. It is a cat market. I am going to the Oz Feline Fair in Sydney. I'm very excited about it, but I haven't planned anything. So today I am going to see if I can use AI to help me plan my stock for this market. Let's see how it goes. Now, I have started making a few things for this market. I have been making a few little coasters. I'm not sure if you can really see that that is a cat shape. It has the little cat ears on it. So something a bit different to my plushies because I didn't want to only have plushies at this market. I'm not sure kind of what the audience or like demographic is going to be, other than that they're going to be cat lovers. So I wanted to make a few different things as well. So I have some of these coasters. I have, of course, got my blob cats. I have a plan to make more loaf cats, and I've started making a couple of mini loaf cats as well so that I can price them a bit cheaper. The other thing I'm thinking of making is probably Zach's itty bitty kitties so that I can just have a few different price points of stuff that I can take, because as we all know from markets, I guess the best thing that you can do is have something in a wide variety of prices and styles and options so that hopefully someone who is walking past can find something that they want on my table regardless of what their style is. So with all that in mind, I am trying to find a few more, I guess, different patterns that I can try for this market. Let me show you quickly something else that I'm thinking of making a few more of that I have only ever made one of, and it sits under my TV. So I'm going to go get that and I will show you it, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, here it is. Isn't this so cute? It actually is covered in Bango's fur because he does love going and giving it a sniff. It was modeled after him, so this little gray and white baby. My best friend actually bought me this pattern because she saw it and thought it was really cute. And I was like, oh, I've seen them around, but I haven't got the pattern yet. And then all of a sudden the pattern was in my inbox, and she bought me, I think, 2 packs of these patterns, one that had the Bango cat in it and one that had the Patty cat in it, so that I could make like a variety. So I have the pattern for this. It was a little bit tricky because it is completely no-sew and it was just written in a different way to what I am used to. But I think now that I've made one, I will need to reacquaint myself with the pattern because I made it a while ago, but I think I'll be able to make more and hopefully like churn them out slightly quicker than maybe like a loaf cat or something like that. They are really cute, so that is another option that I can make. And there is also one more that I have from, I think it's AJK Crochets, and it is another like no-sew cat that's sitting up. And I made 2 of them for my very first market and they both sold. So I think they're another good option to have. Like, I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not sure if that's too many different options of cat plushie, but they're all still cat plushies. So like, if you have any ideas of other types of cat things that I can make, please let me know. I was thinking I could make like cat hats. To be honest, my cats freaking hate them. Like, they will not wear them, but I know that other cats are a lot more chill than my 2. So potentially that would be a cute thing for people to be able to buy. They would be fun to make and cute to make. But if you have other ideas, let me know, please, in the comments below. Oh, that is the other thing I was thinking about making, is things like, this is half finished obviously, but the meadow book sleeves and like meadow cup cozies. I was thinking of making some of those and then getting felties from an Australian business that are like cat themed felties to stick on them. So that, again, similar to the coasters, these are like a useful item, like not just a plushie, but an actual something that people can use, an accessory, but it still has a bit of cat theme in it to appeal to the cat lovers who will be at this show. So is that a good idea? What do we think? I am open to suggestions and opinions on this, so just be kind about it. On to the planning. I thought that maybe giving you a bit of a background on like what I was planning to take might help with this like planning phase. Essentially what I'm thinking of is opening up like ChatGPT and being like, here's a list of stuff that I plan on making. This is roughly the cost that it's going to be. This is roughly how long it takes me to make each one. How much should I make of each thing? I'm going to start there, see what it tells me, and then like play around with it. So I'm going to do that, and I will tell you what it comes back with, and then we can like massage its answer together. That is such a gross way of saying that. I don't know. I don't have another word in my brain though, so sorry. Massage it is. I will see you shortly with my good friend ChatGPT's response. Okay, I have done my first round of chatting to my friendly AI helper, and this feels really overwhelming because the first thing it's told me is to make a grand total of 75 cat coasters, which is insane. It has also told me that the time estimation for all of the things it suggests I make is 81.5 hours. That's a lot of hours. It is 10 hours a week of crochet just on things for this market. And I work full time. And I also do like other things with my life than crochet. So I think I'm going to have to massage this a little bit. I also don't think I'm going to sell 75 coasters. I will give you the full breakdown. Basically, what I said to ChatGPT, and I'm just going to look at my computer and read it, so sorry, was I'm vending at this fair. I'm a crochet maker and I have one table space. It goes over 2 days. Can you help me plan my market stock for the event? I've said these are the things that I am planning to take with me. I'm planning to take cat coasters, my blob cat toys, my loaf cat toys, my mini loaf cat toys, itty bitty kitty toys, a sitting cat toy, which is the AJK crochet. Oh my gosh, I need to check that. The sitting cat toy, the standing cat toy, which is this one, and cat ear beanies, because I do have some of those already and I can make some more. They're kind of a mindless, nice thing to make. I've basically then told ChatGPT what the booth fee is for the weekend, what I would like to make in profit roughly, and noting that there'll be a small card fee and obviously material costs for stuff. And then I've asked it to help me calculate how much I should make to reach my profit, and the breakdown of what items to take, keeping in mind that smaller items are going to sell better than the larger items will, or like the higher priced goods will. And I've asked for suggestions of other things to make. So hang on just a second. I feel like you need to see this. Cat interlude. This is the breakdown that it has given me, and let's see if we agree with it as a collective group. For the coasters, I did say that I would do like an individual coaster for a set price and then a bundle of 3 for another price. Hi, who's that? Who's that? So it has suggested that I make 75 coasters in total, 25 of the itty bitty kitties, 15 of the mini loaf cat, 8 of my blob cat toys, 6 of the loaf cat toys, which I think should be way more than 6, 5 of the sitting cats, 4 of the standing cats, and 5 of the cat ear beanies. So I think I disagree with this. I don't think there's any way I'm going to sell 75 cat coasters. They are cute, but I don't think that there's something that people will necessarily be drawn towards. And so I would rather have more plushies because that's what I'm known for making. I think I'd rather have more of them and have these coasters as more of just like a people get attracted to the cute cats and then they're like, oh, maybe some of these are a bit out of my price range, or would I really use them? Maybe not. But I've stood here for a while and those cat coasters are something I'd use, so I'll pick up 1 or 3 of those. Maybe, that's what I'm thinking. I think the itty bitty kitties being around 25 is probably right. They'll sell, but you know, I do think there's a market for people buying a cat that's like maybe a little bit more in depth like the other cat toy options will be. My mini loaf cat's only being 15. Again, I think I would up that to like 20-ish maybe. The blob cat toys being 8, maybe. I already have like 4 of those. Making another 4 probably wouldn't be a big deal, but I don't think I'd prioritize them. I think I'd maybe try and take 6 of those. Loaf cat toys being 6 is outrageous. They need to be way more. Right? They have sold out at my markets in the past. So I think that I need to make like maybe like 20 or 25 mini loaf cats and maybe like 15 of the regular size loaf cats. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. And then The sitting and standing cats being 5 and 4 each, that I don't know. I think potentially I could try and make at least like 8 of each of those, and the cat ear beanies being 5, fine. Like, that they could kind of go either way. I did also ask it, as I mentioned, to suggest me additional items. And some of those items that it recommended me were catnip kickers, long tube-shaped toys with catnip inside, simple, fun, and great for cats. It also suggested me catnip sushi toys. Both of those things, while I agree it would be cute to have things for your cat, I don't think I'm comfortable making something that someone's going to give their cat and like, I don't know what their cats are like, you know, if they're quite bitey cats and then it comes apart and something happens, like I don't want to be responsible for that. So I don't think I want to make things that are encouraged to be given to actual cats, as cute as they are and as cute as I think it would like end up being. I just haven't done it before, and like my cats are pretty chill. So I mean, Bango's not. We all know that Bango's not. He does play with my crochet stuff and he's never like ingested anything or whatever, but I'm willing to take that risk because it's my own cat. I don't know. What do you think? If you're a cat owner especially, what's the vibe on that? I guess it's their choice whether they buy it and like give it to their cats. But if I've marketed it as something for a cat and the only cats I've been able to test its durability on are my own, that seems, I don't know. I am an anxious person, and so I like get anxious thinking about if anything happened because I'm a worst case scenario person. So I'm not too sure about that suggestion. I will mull it over and see what I think. The other things it suggested were cat headbands or scrunchies, which I do actually think that little cat ears on like clips could be cute. And scrunchies though, I don't know. We all know how I feel about scrunchies. I actually really enjoy making them, but they never sell. So I don't really know how I'd make a cat one either. It's also suggested cat paw coasters to go with the cat head coasters, to be honest. I haven't really found like a cat paw coaster pattern that I like or that I feel like I would enjoy making, to be honest. So I kind of am ignoring that suggestion as well. And the other thing it said was mini cat face keychains. That one I don't mind. So I might see if there's something like that around that I could make. I guess that is the start of this like planning journey with ChatGPT. I need to like think about playing around with these numbers that it's given me. Maybe I will give it a suggestion of how many I think I should make and let it do all the maths on like whether or not that would mean I hit my profit goals and things like that. To be honest, if I don't hit my profit goals, that's totally fine. My main goal at every market is to like have fun, have people tell me that the things I make are cute, which I have no control over, but it's happened at every market so far, so it's fine. And also to like not lose money. I think if I'm not losing money at the end of the day, I'm happy, it's fine, it's usually a fun time, and I'm going to be around cats for a whole weekend, so it's going to be pretty fun regardless. Of course, it is nice to have a kind of profit goal as well, just so that I have an idea of how much to make and that kind of thing. One of the things that I am a little bit worried about with a 2-day market is that like what happens if day 1 does go really well and then I don't have any stock for day 2 and like I'm not going to have that much time in between them and I'm going to be probably pooped from a big day. So that's a concern. But then like an equal concern is that I make a whole bunch of stuff, no one buys it, and then I am left with a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know which of those is the lesser of two evils. And that is why I'm trying to give myself a bit of like a profit goal so that if the first scenario happens and I completely run out, then I at least have made some money that it feels like the weekend is worth it. And if the second one happens, it's going to happen regardless of how much I make, I guess. So I don't know. Hopefully other people will like cat toys and it will once again be encouragement for me to actually list my items on Etsy or some other kind of shop. That's where we're at with the planning journey so far. Look at this guy. Cat tapestries. That would be cute. I don't have time though, do I? Realistically. Okay, here are my questions to you if you are willing to lend me part of your brain and help me out. 1, is there other cat stuff that I can take? 2, is it a good idea to be making like non-cat stuff as well and or cat related non-cat stuff like the book sleeves and the cup coasters, because I didn't put those into the ChatGPT thing. The other thing I'm worried about is just having to make the same 6 things on repeat, and will I get bored? So I guess the more variety I have, the better. This is the hard thing about doing the cat market versus a regular market, where I can make a whole bunch of different animals and a whole bunch of different styles of things. This one I do feel a little bit more limited to kind of cat related stuff. So if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. And now I'm going to go and make some cat things, so you can come with me. Hi, it is Editing Mel, and I am coming to you with probably some pretty bad audio and very bad lighting. I had a whole clip filmed for this next part to make this next part make sense, and no sound came through. So I think that I was using a microphone that was not connected. I am still learning how to use this microphone. To be honest, I can see myself wearing it in the clip, and I know it was plugged in. I think it just hadn't actually synced up. Anyway, that's all beside the point. Basically, what I was saying in the clip that shall not be named is that I immediately got distracted. I found a cat toy pattern on the Yarnspirations website, and I made it. It was made out of acrylic yarn, and I basically just showed it in that clip that is absolutely useless now, which makes the next few clips of me trying to get my cats to play with it make sense. So we can look at those now. Bye. I am no longer distracted. I am going to sit and I am going to make a couple of cat plushies before I need to head out this afternoon. I think Kieran is on his way home with some sweet treats, so I will also pause for coffee at some point. But the thing that I'm going to sit here and make is the AQ Crochets Standing No-Sew Cat. And I'm very excited. I haven't made one of these in 2 years, but it's a really good pattern, and I'm excited to make some more of them. I'm going to start in this kind of grey blanket yarn, but I do think I'm going to make a bunch in Honey Bunny Patty's Plush size as well. But I had this next to me and I just want to give it a go in a blanket yarn as well. So I'm going to sit here and make that, and I'll see you in a bit. Hello. Okay, I have had a play with the numbers, and I think I've got a better stock mix for this market. So I'm gonna look at my phone and read it to you, and we can see what you think. I am happy to take feedback on this matter. Bango has joined us to go through the cat items. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Cat ear beanies, I already have 4, and I think maybe I'll just try and make one more so that there's 5. They are a higher priced item. I'm not really sure that they're gonna sell, to be honest, so I don't wanna kill myself trying to make heaps more. The blob cats, I have 3 already, and I think I'm gonna make 5. Again, I think they're a higher priced item. They might not sell, and they're not as recognizable a pattern as, say, the loaf cats, where people may have seen them online before. So might have that recognition and prefer to buy them. So I am just going to try and make 2 more at the moment. Itty Bitty Kitties, I am going to aim to make 20. I did spend some time this morning making 3 kind of skins of them. I haven't stuffed them or finished them off yet because, I don't know, it's easier just to kind of batch make them like this, I think. Then the larger blanket loaf cats, made out of blanket yarn. I am going to aim to make 20 of these. That might be a little bit ambitious, but I'm going to give it a go. And then I also have the mini loaf cats, which are also made out of blanket yarn. I'm going to try to have 20 of these as well and see. I know I haven't done the embroidery on the faces of either of those. I will get to it. I'm just going to have one big embroidering session, I think, at some point when I have a lot of the items made. Then the cat coasters I showed you, I am going to try and have 30 of those. ChatGPT said 75. That is like way too many. So 30 it will be. And if I have more time after I hit these goals, then I will like see. But it's going to take a lot of time to make even this stuff. So we'll see how we go. I also found a pattern for these cat key rings. I don't know the best way to show you these, but they are very cute. You make them kind of double-sided, so they have a little bit of thickness to them, a little bit of weight to them. And I made a bunch of them yesterday, and they take about 15 minutes in total. So let me show you. Pen goes all over the place today. I made 2 gray ones, 2 of the brown ones that I showed you before, and then I also have a little black one and a little white one. And I'm going to add keychains to those. My other thought was that I could make the tail a lot longer. Hi, Bango. I can make the tail a lot longer and turn these into bookmarks potentially. So that is another pattern that I'm going to try for this market. I am going to aim to have 30 of these. I currently have 6. I'm aiming to make 30. They are easy ones to make in the car. We did like about an hour and a half drive yesterday, and I was making them on that drive, and that was fine. So hopefully I can play passenger princess a little more in the next month and make things in the passenger seat. Cat bookmarks, I'm going to try and make 20. I'm not sure if I'm going to make them like this style or maybe just the head so that it's a little bit, I don't know, shorter, because having this whole thing at the top of a book might be like a lot. Whereas if you just have the head, maybe that's fine. Thoughts, opinions, I'll take them. And I also want to try and make 10 of those AQ crochet like no-sew cats that are kind of the sitting size. I know that in an earlier clip I had started making one in blanket yarn, but as I was doing it, I decided that actually I think for that kind, I just want to make it in like the chenille, like smaller chenille type of yarn. So I turned that start into this blanket yarn cat. So that is the plan at the moment. I haven't really put stock numbers next to like book sleeves or cup what are they called? Cup cozies with the little cat felties on them, because I am waiting to hear back from an Australian maker about the felties. So I don't really want to commit to like making a whole bunch and then not end up being able to get the cat themed thing to put on them. The other thing that I used this spreadsheet to calculate is how long all of this is going to take me. All of these things that I'm planning to make, I've timed or have a pretty good idea of how long it takes me to make. So to make the rest of what I want to make for this market, it is going to take me 61.7 hours in total of crocheting. There are 45 days, well, slightly more, 45 days until I want to have everything made for the market, which gives me like a day or two buffer to do some other things. And that means that per day I need to crochet 1.37 hours per day just on the cat stuff. And that is quite a lot. I obviously won't do like 1.37 hours every day. I might like have some days off and then do days where I make more. We'll see how we go though. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. I may not end up doing a wrap up for what I made in May, because I think May is literally just going to be cat stuff and it's going to be very boring. But we'll see how we go. I'm not sure. I'm not going to commit to that yet or not. I don't know how much time I'm going to have to crochet other things that aren't cat things. Anyway, that is my update. This is the start of the cat market prep. And I'm sure we will have some more videos on this cat market prep. So if you want to set me a challenge, please feel free to do that in the comments, because it will encourage me and maybe make this cat prep a little bit more exciting. So maybe, you know, like how many of these itty bitty kitties can I make in a certain amount of time or out of a certain skein of yarn? I don't know. Let me know if you have any thoughts about that. Also, if you want to recommend some like color types for cats, I am all ears for those, because I want to have ones that are like a whole range of cats, and I obviously only have my 2 little cats as muses, and then whatever kind of, not generic, but like more recognizable kind of cats there are, like Tonkinese cats or ragdoll cats those colorings. Obviously, I kind of know those, but if you have any other recommendations of what I can make color-wise, let me know. Pattern-wise, let me know. If you want to set me a challenge, please drop it in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it in the next month. I do have a little piece of news, and I think that is that I am going to release the pressure on myself a little bit on releasing these videos every week. I think I'm going to move to trying to release a video every fortnight instead, because just with how much I've got going on at the moment, it can be a lot. Also, like taking videos, editing the videos, releasing the videos, and I have been putting a lot of pressure on myself to do it even when other parts of my life have been very, very busy. So it's been getting a bit overwhelming, but I also do really love making the videos. So, you know, I will still do my best to release on Thursdays. So it just might be every like second Thursday instead of every Thursday. We'll see. If I am feeling inspired and like have a bit of creative spark or know what I want to do or have a bit more time to edit, then I will still release them. I don't know, just throwing that out there that maybe they will be a little less frequent than normal. But on that note, if you have liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. And if you want to subscribe to the channel and help me know that you're here and watching, that would be awesome as well. So feel free to do all of those fun YouTube things that honestly, it is external motivation for me and I love a bit of external motivation. So do that and I will see you next time. Bye.